Hello everybody, this is your captain speaking. Today I wanted to try something different. I wanted to make a video that talks about my personal life stories that I find funny, or think would be entertaining for you guys to listen to. Anyways, let's get on with the topic. Gullibility. I for one am a very gullible person. I pretty much believe anything that my friends tell me. I guess my brain just thinks that my friends are good people that won't be giving me false information for their own personal entertainment, because they aren't demons from hell. In any case, I still believe them. See, my brain goes into an autopilot a lot when I'm not thinking about what I'm doing, like walking myself to parking spaces where my car usually is, just to remember that I parked all the way across campus. But that's a story for another time. When I'm talking with someone, my brain registers what they say in the same autopilot mode that it usually does. Needless to say, it's easy to break. My brain takes the information that they tell me and runs it through a 3-step filter. The first step is the simplest: is this person my friend? Well, typically when someone I don't know tries to tell me something, I usually am very skeptical with the information. But since this is a friend, it passes right through to the next filter. Does it make logical sense? If it's something too far-fetched, I won't believe it, but if you can convey what you were telling me with a sense of logic, it passes to the final filter. Did they say it with confidence? This final filter is the easiest to pass, especially for the friends who already know about my crippling gullibility. If what you say makes sense and you tell me in the matter-of-fact tone, I will believe you. Like I said before, this is easy to break and easy to mess with, so let's get into the stories. The first story is dealing with Overwatch. My brother Gio and I played a lot of Overwatch when it was popular. Link to his channel in the description. And when I first started, my brother was the one to teach me how to play. Mostly. In the game, there are certain maps that start you in a small room with 2 basketballs and a hoop. You use your melee to hit the ball into the hoop, and it spits out confetti and makes a noise. Simple stuff. Well, when I first came across this, I asked Gio, what happens if I make the ball into the hoop? He casually responds with, well, if you get the ball into the hoop, you get infinite health for the rest of the game. Why do you think everyone scrambles to hit the ball every game? And I fell right into his trap. Let's go through my checklist. He's my brother. It's close enough to being a friend, so I believed him. Secondly, does it make logical sense? Well, it did to me. Think about it. If both sides get a player with infinite health, that's a game-changing mechanic. Both teams will have the same thing, so it wouldn't be unfair. So it made sense to me. Finally, he said it with confidence. He said it with the, "How did you not know this before, you scrub?" tone of voice. So it had to be true. Which it wasn't. I'll see if I can find a link to the video where he tells me that he was lying the whole time. I was fooled into thinking this for about 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Single one
Dibs!
of them is
Dibs! Dibs.
by
Nope.
200.
G!
Dibs on what?
The basketball.
Shit! I'm gonna make it in one of these days.
As usual.
Are you familiar with what happens?
Apparently you get infinite health.
Nick, you are so gullible.
Damn it, Gio!
What,
You
what do you
actually-
think happens?
I told him you get infinite health if you make it,
G!
and he believed me apparently.
You're,
I'm a gullible person!
The second story, it isn't really about me being tricked. It's about me being so gullible that it wraps itself around to being max stat non-gullible-ness. Like Civ 5 Gandhi's aggression stat. One of my closest friends is a guy named Zach. Note, there will be more stories with him in it. He's usually the cause of the hilarious stuff, if I'm being honest. Anyways, the first time I visited his new house was during New Year's, and he gave me the grand tour of his family property and the house. And just to paint a clear picture, his family owns about 7 acres of land, and it was gorgeous. But to keep it fast, he gave me the tour on a quad bike, which had no seatbelts, and were on thin trails and steep hills. Let's just say I wasn't a happy camper. Anyways, once the tour of the outside was over, we went inside and the house was just as pretty. His parents are contractors, so they built the house from scratch. After the tour of the house was done, Zach casually tells me something rather odd. Did you know that this house has a secret passageway? You can see the gears turning in my mind, and my brain took the information and said, yeah, that makes sense. And guess what? There was actually a secret passageway. Turns out Zach was just trying to mess with me by trying to get me to doubt him, and, well, it didn't work because I completely believed him. God damn it, Nick, he said. Any normal human being would have been doubtful about this, but you are so gullible that I can't even mess with you like a normal person. And he's right. So let's go through our checklist. Friend? Yes. Does it make sense? Yes. His parents built the entire house from scratch, and considering how crazy nice his last house was, I wouldn't have been surprised. And did he say it with confidence? Yes. Passed through the 3 filters, no problem. Finding the passageway was very fun. Had to find a revolving wall and hinge to get it open. Really cool stuff. I spent the night, and the next day he invited a few more friends over to the house. And boy did we blow their minds. Just casually, while we were all talking, Zach tells me to go get him some water, which we decided was our code word to disappear. So I got up and went through the passageway without a sound. The passageway itself led downstairs and back outside, so I just walked to the front door and waited for him to open it. The looks on their faces were priceless, and to wrap this story up, just a week or so later, he tried to mess with another friend the same way he tried to mess with me, and she doubted him, of course, because she's not an idiot. Zach made sure to reaffirm me how normal human behavior works when you're not a gullible fool. And then to our final story. I play a lot of PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battleground. Not because it's fun, not because it's esports ready, but really to have fun with my friends. I play this game mostly with my buddies Jackson and Marcos. This story will be about Jackson. In older versions of PUBG, when you queue up for a game, you all loaded into a lobby to just mess around in. In the lobby, you have access to all the weapons the game has to play around with. One of these weapons being the crossbow. Jackson and I would do plenty of stupid things with that crossbow, mostly just shooting the arrows into each other's faces in first-person mode, so we can see the arrow protruding from our skulls. In any case, one day I wanted to test if the crossbow arrow, if shot straight up, would eventually come back down. Jackson got the bow, and we moved to an empty part of the lobby. We then got close to each other and played arrow roulette, like in the movie Grown Ups. Let's look down so we can't see the arrow hit us, Jackson said, and I did so without hesitation. A few seconds later, I hear the arrow thud into something, and what do you know? There was an arrow sticking out of my head. I was floored, like, holy shit. Out of every place it could have hit, it hit me in the head. It was so amazing that I took a screenshot of it, and I still use it as one of my backgrounds on my desktop. Now I can hear what you're thinking. Well, that's awesome, so what does this have to do with you being gullible? Well, you see, the arrow never did come back down. Nothing amazing happened. What did happen, however, was when Jackson told me to look down, he purposefully waited a few seconds and shot me in the head. The most embarrassing part of all this was for the rest of the game, I wouldn't stop talking about it. I was so amazed that it actually happened that I kept talking about it, so Jackson must have thought that I was a complete idiot and kept playing along with it. Kudos to him for keeping the charade for so long. The best part of this, however, was when he told me he was lying. Jackson forgot that this ever happened, and we would play a lot more after that. 4 months go by, and I tell him that I want to try shooting the arrow again, and see if we can repeat what we did. And then he just tells me, oh shit, that's right. I shot you in the head the first time. I just forgot about it. I was devastated. 4 months of me looking at my background, going, damn, that was awesome. Now I look at my background and go, damn, I'm an idiot. That about sums up the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's proven to make you less gullible. I had a ton of fun making this video, and I love telling these stories, so if there are any topics that you want me to talk about, give me some suggestions in the comment below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all